welcome to my video in which you're watching. And I decided to use Talonflame because it was in my box and it had good stats. So it's like, might as well build it up. It did take me some time to what to build it with, but that's not the point. I did learn to like it even if it's not the cutest or prettiest. But that doesn't matter. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Pokemon is. But enough with this mindless ramble. Let's go on to the next part, which you're actually here for. So yeah. Let's go. Alright. Time to start off with this one, playing trainer card. I send out my Quaxquavel, Talonflame, and then obviously they have the Masquerada and Dragapult. And I use Tailwind, obviously, to speed it up, even though it has pretty good speed. Anyways, close combat, one touch the Masquerada. Obviously, I mean, it is super effective because of Dark type, and that obviously lowers the special defense or special defense. Now Masquerada's gone, and then, Moxie gets boosted. Which, I mean, this was like a Quaxquavel I got randomly from like Wonder Trade. Anyways, then they use Dragon Dart on both of them. That takes a lot on Quaxquavel, and then this one a little bit, or somewhat on Talonflame. Then they send out a Goldingo. Then I did a Will-O-Wisp because it's like, I don't know. I decided to put Will-O-Wisp instead of Flamethrower, but like, looking back, I felt like Flamethrower might have been better, but whatever. Now, then Dragapult obviously gets damage, and then I use Aqua Step on Goldingo, which takes Goldingo really low. Which I'm surprised. I just did it just to do some damage, and then that obviously pops the balloon, but it didn't really matter since I was doing ground type. Dragon Dart almost takes out Quaxquavel, does some damage to my Anyways, to my Talonflame, and then burn from Dragapult. There it is, Dragapult. I was kind of guessing. Anyways, I use Aqua Step on Goldingo again, and then that knocks out Goldingo. Obviously with the speed, and then I believe the Moxie. And then the Moxie obviously activates. I mean, this Quaxquavel I got was random, but it was a Quaxly technically. It was like from hatching the eggs, probably from like a shiny thing, and they're like, I'm a trader. And so obviously, I mean, the stats are pretty good. So all I did was just did a little Eevee stuff with the potions or whatever, and then now they sent out a Scizor. I was like, Scizor, and then Bullet Punch my Quaxquavel, and then obviously that faints, because I mean, it had 16 HP, so obviously. And then we have Talonflame, and I use Will-O-Wisp because, like I said, I think I probably should have done like Flare Blitz or even like Flamethrower or something to do actual fire damage instead of Will-O-Wisp, but I thought maybe Will-O-Wisp would be good because I mean, I've seen this used. And then their Dragapult uses Phantom Force, obviously, but that takes out Talonflame. It takes it out, which, I mean, I don't know if it was after my Quaxquavel or whatever, but I mean, it faints, and then, I send out my Great Tusk, which was the giant one, and then I send out my Iron Bundle, and then the Photosynthesis activate, obviously, because I gave the energy booster to them. They use Bullet Punch and Terrestrialize, that's true. I'd skip that. That does nothing on me. They are to use Dragon Darts on both of them, obviously, because that's how Dragon Darts works. And then I use Icy Wind on it, just, to lower some speed, and that does a lot of damage to Dragapult, because it's obviously Dragon. Wait, Dragon? I think it's super effective to Ice. Where'd it go? I don't remember. Maybe it was just the damage. Anyways, then I use Longhorn Rush, which originally I was like, I'm just doing it because I need to do damage to it. But it ended up doing a lot more because, they terrestrialize the fire, and then it's a ground type, and then but that also lowers the defense, special defense, and that makes it faint. And then, I just freeze dried with my Iron Bundle, and that knocks out the Dragapult, because, I mean, it didn't have much, HP to begin with. I mean, it was slowly going down, found the force, I was doing some attacks to it. And then obviously my Under Bundle takes it out, and then yada yada. I win this one. Yay. Also, my Iron Bundle was my favorite. Anyways, let's get right on to the next one. Next one, they have a shiny Greninja, and I have my perfect Arvin? Anyway, that's how you say his name, right? Not telling my Quaxquavel, Talonflame again, they have their, I was going to call it Volcarona, their Iron, Moth, and then Fluttermane. I was for some reason going to call it Moon something, but it's Fluttermane. They use Iron, Acid Spray on my Talonflame, and I use Aqua Step on, oh my god, I keep forgetting names. Iron Moth on it, and obviously it faints, and it gets the boost up and gets the Moxie up, and I am tired. Maybe that's why I'm trying to forgetting names. They use Shadow Ball. Talonflame fails, which I was kind of surprised, but then again, I know I was wondering why I was gonna call you Roaring Moon. Oh jeez. The Mismagius Fluttermane is really bulky, and then they send out Dragonite. I send out my Iron Bundle. They terrestrialize the Dragonite, and they use Extreme Speed because I mean it's Dragonite, and that's what obviously Dragonite is. Well, most Dragonite, the normal type terrestrialize, Extreme Speed, all that, and then I use Aqua Step on Fluttermane, which knocks it out. I wasn't expecting. I was expecting to do damage to it, but I did end up knocking it out. So that knocks out the Fluttermane. Of course, Moxie, you know, gets activated and the boosts from speed and attack because it's Quick Quabble. And that's the whole point. Oh yeah, I forgot. It did. I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point you know it's a Moxie Quick Quabble, and then I use Icy Wind to lower some speed because I mean it's extreme speed, but I was just trying to do some damage to both of them. But obviously, you know, Fluttermane fainted, and then they sent out a Kingambit, a shiny one at that, which I do find a shiny Kingambit really cool. And then they use Extreme Speed, which almost knocks out my Iron Jelly, but it's all here, super strong. But that they do take out my Quicks, I was like Quicks Quabble. And then my Iron Bundle obviously hits with Icy Wind because I want to lower that speed. And you know, it is not in the Kingambit because Kingambit is a Steel type, but it does still do some good damage to Dragonite because you know Dragonite is a Dragon type. But I mean, it has normal type now because of the Terrestrialites, but it is a Dragon. And then speed goes down. Iron Hands comes out because you know I need that fighting type. I Terrestrialize. They use Extreme Speed. They want to remove that Iron Hands, but that does not kill it, which is good. But they do use Sucker Punch on Iron Jelly, and that faints. My Iron Hands is to use Drain Punch because that's the only fighting move I have, which was pretty good because then that obviously takes out Kingambit because I mean it is fighting Terrestrialize and also revives it almost to base, almost full at that point. And then you know the Kingambit dies, dramatic, whatever, just leave. And then they use Extreme Speed because you know they didn't have it as high because you know Iron Jelly did reduce it like 2 times, but it just Drain Punch and then pow. I win this one. I think if I didn't have if I didn't have Draining Punch, I probably would have failed this one, but I didn't, which I'm kind of glad that I decided to do Draining Punch because I mean it is helpful. Anyways, I did beat this one, so let's move on to the next one. Throughout this whole thing, obviously I fluctuate up and down, and for some reason when I get higher, the cars are more decorated sometimes. I'll notice Talonflame, Quick Quabble again. They have very shiny guard. I was gonna call it Gardevoir, Grad of the Tail, and then a shiny Scizor. This person is a shiny hunter, but I don't know if they'll use it because it's shiny or because maybe you know it is helpful. I do know Gothitelle is pretty helpful with. I'm pretty sure they had Spirit Tag. I didn't try switching out because you know I didn't think I needed to switch out, but I was like I'm pretty sure you're most likely a Spirit Tag to keep me in, but it didn't matter because I don't think I tried to switch out this whole time, or they switched Gothitelle on the field until I wipe it out. And then they use Psychic on my Talonflame. That does knock it out because it is a critical hit. Not sure why they were so worried about it. Maybe because it was either the fire or the flying, which will get rid of their Scizor, but you know that knocks it out. Iron Hands comes out, and then I use Fake Out, obviously on Scizor, which I didn't think about. I was like, I'll just use it just because I can. I just got on the field. Then I use Water Step. I don't know why I thought Iron Step, but that doesn't kill it. But Scizor does flinch, and then they use Healing Pulse, and then you know Scizor does go up, so it's not much. And then they Terrestrialize the ground, which I'm like, ground. I am a water type Pokemon. Using a water type move on you, and you decide to Terrestrialize ground, that gives me like a huge advantage, and then you know it faints because that's on them. Why would they Terrestrialize? But I use Thunder Punch on Gothitelle, and that does you know damage, whatever, not super effective or not. They use Psychic on my Quick Quabble, and you know Quick Quabble is a fighting water, and that is the faint, which I didn't think about when building the team. The Iron Hands is I was gonna call it flying, electric fighting, and then fighting water. But then you know Great Tusk is also a fighting ground. This fighting on fighting. Another point, a shiny Armoth. You know, this person really loves shiny. And I use Headlong Rush because, you know, it is a fire type. So, you know, that does damage, but I mean, it does lower my defense. And then, you know, it faints, the dramatics, but at least it's not a fainting Terrestrialized Pokemon because it'll take forever. And I use Thunder Punch on Gothitelle, which, you know, does damage. It's not super effective, but it's damage. They use Psychic on my Thunder. Iron Hand, I don't want to come to Thunder Hand. And then they send out the Iron Bundle, which is also shiny. And then I Terrestrialize because it's super annoying. I just skipped it because, you know, it's so long. I try using Close Combat on Iron Bundle, but, you know, they protect it. Now I wipe out my Gothitelle. I wipe out their Gothitelle with Iron Hands, and the Iron Hands wipes it out. They use Blizzard next round, but I Great Tusks avoided it, and then Iron Hands takes some damage, but it doesn't, you know, take much. And then I use Close Combat, which one-shots their Iron Bundle, you know, their shiny Iron Bundle. Maybe they cared more about showing off their shinies more than actually caring about the battle, but it's not my beef. That's it. Let's go on to the next one. Carrying on to the next battle, they got their Pikachu, and I have my card. I send out, you know, Quick Quabble again, and then Talonflame. They have their Roaring Moon, they have their Flutter Mane. I use Tailwind because, you know, I need that. Well, I don't need it, but it's nice to have that extra speed. Close combat, which knocks out that Roaring Moon. Thank God, it could have been, you know, that one strat, I forgot what it's called, like the flying type one with the treasure lights, who knows. But then, you know, they have still their Roaring Moon, and, you know, Moxie is up, but they use Moonblast on Kakava, which does knock it off, so it's 1 for 1, but still. That with not Excalibur, with that Roaring Moon out of the way, is going to be easy. Then I send out my Iron Bundle because, you know, my Iron Bundle is my favorite. And then they send out Arcanine, which is good on me because, you know, now I have a fire type move, because I got that water type move from the Iron Bundle, the Hydro Pump. But even though I miss, who knows? I kind of don't remember because this was filmed a while back. And now they terrestrialize their Flutter Mane. They tried to do some damage to Iron Bundle, does nothing. I use Brave Bird on Arcanine because, like, I mean, I gotta do some damage. It does recoil, it does something. I do Hydro Pump, which then they get hit, obviously. And Arcanine almost faints, which I'm annoyed why it didn't faint, but I probably, because my Iron Bundle is not like beefed up as my Great Tusk, which I probably should fix up, but that's not a problem for now. Talonflame doesn't faint, but my Iron Bundle does faint from my Dazzling Gleam from Terrestrialized Flutter Mane. I send them Iron Tusk, Great Tusk. Why do I keep saying Iron Tusk? Anyways, they use Extreme Speed, which my Talonflame size with 5 HP. Brave Bird, which does knock out the Arcanine, because I'm like, you gotta go, you got Extreme Speed, no more. Now I terrestrialize my Great Tusk, but obviously Talonflame does damage recoil. I use Iron Head, which knocks out Flutter Mane, thank God, because it was in the way. They send out their Meowscarada. I use Brave Bird, which almost knocks it out, but, you know, that does knock out my Talonflame, because, you know, recoil, and I had like 5 HP. With that out of the way, I use Close Combat, obviously, because, you know, I need that fighting type move, plus I'm fighting Terrestrialize, so boost, and then that wipes out the Meowscarada, their very last Pokemon. This battle was a pretty fast one. I think I just got lucky in the beginning with outspeeding their Roaring Moon, because that could have been so bad, but let's continue on to the very last one. The final battle, starting off. So I'm going to send out, you know, my Iron Bundle and my Talonflame, because I want that Tailwind. Which you're going to say, why you want Tailwind even though the Iron Bundle is pretty fast? I want that extra speed because my stats weren't the best. Plus I wanted to have Talonflame because I wanted to use Talonflame. I use Icy Wind, which takes a good chunk out of you. I forgot your name. And you're not the same spelling. And then obviously it takes them out of their Codsire. Now even though it's super effective, my Iron Bundle survives. And it avoids the Gunk Shot from Codsire. I use Brave Bird to get some HP down. I do take some recoil because, I mean, that's the only attack move I got. And then I use Icy Wind, which is to knock out both Codsire and the bird. I don't remember your name. And I know that's probably not your name because they must have named you. And then, you know, Codsire, they'll faint the dramatics. Now they sent out their Dondozer. And sashimi. I was gonna call it sashimi. Tatsugiri. I mean, it kind of looks like a sashimi. So then, you know, the commander, where it does eat it. I use Freeze Dry because it is a water type, and that does a good chunk of damage. Now, I accidentally put Will-O-Wisp. I was meant to put Brave Bird, but I probably clicked too fast because I'm like, why did I do Will-O-Wisp? But since this was like I recorded back then, I'm just kind of like re-voicing it over. So obviously I'm like, why? But I'm pretty sure I misclicked. They use Body Slam, which is to paralyze my Iron Bundle. Does not faint because, you know, it's not my perfect one, but I mean, it's my favorite, so it doesn't faint because it's me. And then I use Brave Bird just to do some damage. I mean, does nothing because water type. Iron Bundle's Freeze Dry is probably going to do the most, so that does. And what it does knock out the Dondozo. You know, the dramatics, it faints, it takes out the Tatsugiri. I do Tailwind again because I need that speed, or I just want the speed. I mean, it ran out like the 4 turns. It's paralyzed, which, I mean, it done its duty. It has served me. You know, it uses Muddy Water and does knock out both Talonflame. But both of them served me well. It took out 3 of their Pokemon. Just left me with the Tatsugiri. I couldn't ask for more. My favorite ended up Iron Bundle, and I'm kind of getting a liking for Talonflame. Now I send my last 2, Iron Hands, Brute Bonnet. I mean, I'm kind of getting a liking to these Paradox Pokemon, because like before I'm like, whatever. I didn't really catch them. I just went and caught them. But now I'm kind of taking a liking. I use Thunder Punch, which does take a lot of damage from them, and then Bullet Seed. I really like these. Obviously, it is kind of fun using them, even though they're not the best. And like, looking at my team now, it's like I had like 3 fighting from Great Tusk, all these, but it doesn't matter, so I beat them, so yay. And that's all. Alright, that's the last of it. Overall, not the best, but I'm learning to build teams as I go with the limited resources and knowledge I have. But I would like to thank you for making it this far, and if you're interested in more, then follow and check out my other VCG videos I have on my channel. But I don't want to mindlessly ramble about this stuff. I'm grateful you watched this video, but with that, I bid you a farewell. Bye-bye.